Switzerland and the USA going for gold in the women's draw here at the 4th Elite 16 event of the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour season, and it starts rather well for the Swiss pair in the white tops. Tanja Hüberli and the woman who's just served the ace, defender Nina Brunner, seeded 9 in the main draw, getting off to the perfect start against the team in blue, Nuss and Kloth, who still seem to be floating on a cloud after their first ever win over Ana Patricia and Duda of Brazil in the quarter-finals. 10th time lucky, and they are surely going to come into this gold medal final as marginal favourites to sneak the win. Simon Golding with you. Thanks for joining us here on VBTV. And I'm delighted to say, alongside me, international beach volleyball coach Denise Austin. You've picked Kloth and Nuss to take this game, but what has to work for them in order for them to close out the gold?
I think we understand that Nuss has to be the sharpest of shooter, and what is really good for Switzerland right now, Brunner didn't get the touch, but she got the lean, she got the read, she went in the right direction, and there she goes again.
Well, we know exactly what Nuss can do on her day, but Nina Brunner is a defender who has this incredible knack of getting repeated touches in defense, and because she's such a big hitter as well, she tends to score points pretty easily, and USA will be guarded with that. A little unfortunate not to convert there, but a cheeky over on 2 from Nina Brunner. Doesn't all have to be fireworks in this game.
I'm liking her bringing that out pretty early as well. That gets kind of like Nuss a little bit off kilter in terms of her timing and rhythm of defense.
Well, Switzerland trying something a little different here. They've decided to go at Kloth early, and Nuss brings out the old option pokey to match Brunner.
I think that's not a bad shout either. I think going after Kloth in these conditions with the high wind, it just challenged the ball control on the receive.
So round we go, first side switch, and those side switches are important. There's a bit more protection on centre court from the surrounding grandstand, but you've still got some of that wind getting through, and the end that the Americans have gone down to now should technically, as long as the wind doesn't get too strong, Denise, should favour the serving from that end.
Yeah, it's marginal territory where the good end flips to become the bad end if you don't wrestle control of that first ball. And that backwards pass, although USA managed to get it aggressively, that's what you're looking for. If you can take the platform to the floor so that you get a little bit of backspin, Nuss does a really good job of bringing it back in, but that's what you're looking for as a server. Just try and make sure the platform's not solid.
4 apiece. Plenty of support from the crowd for both these teams. Hüberli once again given a pass, so both sides are going after the blockers early here, and Switzerland are still in the rally. Kloth, though, make sure that is short-lived. Now, they're going to ask, and Nina Brunner, of course, is going to ask about this one, Denise.
I know. It's a weird one, Simon. I might have to go to the rule book. That is definitely, again, I taught the internet referees, should Kloth have left it? But it's well on her side, so technically maybe you're not allowed to go that far under the net to be able to play that second ball. So I don't think Nina Brunner is in the real house, but it's definitely a good question to ask.
5-4 USA in this first race to 21. And the first opportunity for Brunner to attack for side out, doesn't make it, and unfortunately for USA, Nuss doesn't make the return ball. Any information from inside the 2 camps over the last couple of days?
Yeah, I have had some lovely messages from both of the head coaches. So Drew Hamilton is the head coach for the USA pairing. He'd definitely like to give a shout out to all those players, all the friends and family in Louisiana and South Dakota, and you know, across the whole TK nation, I think, TKN nation, that have adopted both of them, but also to the training partners. They definitely don't have the typical setup. We've talked about this before. They're training in Louisiana. They don't have all the pros around. They've got Ava and Anna, who are the training partners, and Mogib Azuri, who is definitely one of the assistant coaches that helps in training and has helped bring about this rise to the top of the podium for this USA pairing.
They've got a lovely attitude out on court, and without doubt, Kloth appears to be the calmest player on the Beach Pro Tour. She is so chilled. But she's getting some rather unusual pressure in the early phases of this match from Switzerland. And their game plan at the moment, Denise, is causing the USA a few problems.
Yeah, Nina Brunner just sitting quietly in the backcourt, just hoovering up. And if they give her too much time, then she is too effective in transitional play.
And the Swiss have an excellent team around them as well, Denise.
Yeah, Rivo Vesik is the head coach, and they've got the assistant coach, Christoph Diekerman, which is a blast from the past. I'm sure you'll remember him.
He was a hell of a player.
Brings a huge amount of experience to the program. And yeah, I think Rivo Vesik will be really happy. They took the podium, then they kind of hit the bottom of the Elite 16, and the fact that they bounced back and now here they are in the gold medal match is really the strength that they were looking for, and this is a good result for them. You know, and I think as well, Rivo is just so in awe and thankful to the whole professional support from the Swiss volley program that is really behind these teams, and that has been shown in the results of late.
Nice finish. Dial it all the way back to 2004. Kobel and Heusche, who kicked off this whole idea that a landlocked country could play beach volleyball. Love it. And boy,
yeah, some of the most
play.
beautiful beach volleyball courts in Switzerland are located on little primary schools right on lakes up in the mountains. It's a phenomenal thing that Switzerland have done for beach volleyball.
USA trying to play their way back into this, but Kloth is still getting picked off by Brunner. They'll take it. It wasn't by design, but USA will take it.
And that has been a bit of a gamble for some of the blockers. They've been making an early peel. There wasn't the press from Hüberli, and USA got lucky, but equally Switzerland were devoid of a block.
Good pass from Brunner. Hüberli has developed a lot of different tactics in her game over the last couple of seasons, and she's emerged over the last year as a premier blocker.
I think all the blockers have got to look at the kind of late moves that they do. They go up in the air, pull off different kinds of shape, and just put a huge amount of pressure on at the net. You can see they're trying to jump into the angle, driving it to Brunner, but what an angle from Kloth.
It's Kloth that's received the majority of the serves from Switzerland. What Switzerland will be just gauging at the moment is, has she found her rhythm? It's a rhythm that'll put most teams away, so once she finds it, we'll expect a change. Plenty of adjustments for Switzerland on that one. They just about clawed it over the net, but that breeze is getting tricky.
You can see what's happening with the wind. It's kicking up at the good end. So the teams, they have to take that pace back. But then if you take the pace off of the serve, then you find yourself hitting the floor. So it's a good kind of zigzaggy match that both of the teams are playing from the relatively bad end.
Nice, very nice from Hüberli. She manoeuvres that ball past the block and gives Switzerland 11-10 at the technical timeout. This is a nice cagey start to the match as both teams try and work each other out, Denise.
Yeah, and I think what you've got to be careful of is playing to the wind conditions there. So serving through the middle allows Hüberli to move to the backside much more easy, and then the set's coming to her as opposed to away from her. So you're serving and giving them the advantage. So that's why you've seen people at the bad end going to the left side of the left side receiver. So Switzerland doing a good job here with their initial tactic of serving at toe and Kloth. The concern for USA will be that for the moment, Kristen Nuss has been iced, so she's got no rhythm out there to speak of, the knees. No, and that's a good tactic, I think, because when Nuss gets going, it is a phenomenal thing, and it's very hard to keep her quiet. And Kloth then steps up, and she sort of seems to grow bigger. This is a good way to diminish the USA sort of euphoria that they have around them.
Good ball control from Kloth, and heavy shot down the line is beautifully dug by Brunner. And that has not gone well for Team USA. Switzerland will take that.
That was such a good play by Tanya Hüberli. The ability to pirouette here, work it off and down, and keep out of the way. That was the best bit of dodgeball I've seen all tournament.
There's about 5 different things going on there. It results in a point for Switzerland. Aggressive from Brunner into that angle where you can get the ball to dip onto the lines.
Yeah, that's the serve that I was talking about, Simon. That to the left side of approach, and you know, I that's courageous, and I love that.
Still waiting for Switzerland to press the button. It could be that, well, Nuss follows suit. It could be that Nuss ends up with a couple of really pressured side-outs, having barely played the ball.
I mean, this is the 8th meeting between the two. There was one forfeit when Hüberli and Brunner had to drop out of the Doha finals.
Oh, great block. And Tanya Hüberli joins the party.
Yeah, and the USA, they are winning the head-to-heads for 4-2 on the actual matches played. But the last time they played each other, it was a 25-23 third set thriller.
Timeout called, USA. Well, Switzerland have come in with the tactic of serving Taryn Kloth. I'm not sure they believed it was going to go this sweetly.
No. Although, if you do follow the AVP, and you will have watched the Huntington AVP Open, Taryn Kloth does tend to get a little bit more of the service traffic, and it's always interesting how your compatriots play against you as opposed to the international game. And we do see that with the Brazilians, don't we? How they play each other in the head-to-head can be very different than when you play against an international pairing.
It's one of those funny days. It's sunny, but the breeze is stiff and chilly. So a few people wrapping up in the stands.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. The ocean is definitely cold in Portugal right now. Definitely not one without the wetsuit, or if you're a cold water swimmer, you probably take it on.
Switzerland certainly taking on USA here. Tanya Hüberli and Nina Brunner doing a fine job. And it's Kloth that they go after once more. Another missed serve, but they're trying to test the baseline, test the sidelines. I will be fascinated to see Taryn Kloth's reaction in this match if Switzerland continue this policy. It's good work, and as long as Switzerland keeps siding out like this, they can be aggressive from the baseline.
And I think when you think about the conditions, if you go after Kloth, she needs a higher set, just generally. So that means the wind can get more involved, and it's not a bad strategy. The only issue is the fact that they had the back-to-back errors.
3 serve errors in about 4 goes from Switzerland. However, they've gone down to the end where they can try and put more pressure onto the receive of Taryn Kloth, who's still smiling away, still looks completely untroubled by the entire situation. Brunner steps in confidently to the middle, and Kloth gets a piece of her and follows up rather nicely. She is a blocker that you're not sure is always going to get there, but she's really well done. It's a kind of a less is more thing with Taryn Kloth, Denise.
Oh, it certainly is. She doesn't need to get over Rev. She's got this internal dialogue that is fierce, and that was good work. But, oh, such a shame. Don't back it up because they need those defensive points.
Hüberli to serve. Has passed the test when she's been examined in this match so far. And that one has gone spiralling out of play. So Switzerland at last press the button and get a point straight off of Nuss.
Yeah, that's what you don't get a warmed up Nuss. It's been a long time since she received those first few balls, and that's a good switch up, good timing from Switzerland.
Back to Kloth, back down the middle and out over the baseline again. So too many serve errors to really build the pressure from Switzerland, but they're still sitting pretty.
I mean, there's always that lot of talk about if if you don't get to receive the serve, you're actually not practicing your side out. So when you do, you aren't as ready. So it's a theory. I'm not sure I buy into it completely.
Good, powerful, aggressive attack. That's what you get from Nina Brunner, full throttle.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love a good tool, tight on the net, just goes so aggressively. Nina Brunner is one of my favourites, as well as Anastasia Samoilova, that right-sided wipe-off, because that is not easy.
Kloth forced to pass this time, and she's blocked by Hüberli. And Kloth at the moment is running out of answers here as Switzerland continue to apply the pressure.
And this is a lovely bit of synchronicity between the Swiss pairing. You can see Nina Brunner in that angle, so Kloth thinks that it's going to be wide open, and Hüberli jumping into it.
Oh, good touch. That's a fabulous piece of work. Not this time, though. Nuss gets the follow-up play, but Switzerland are in a position where they can put this first set to bed.
In the 5 out of 6 times that they've actually gone to head-to-head, it's gone to 3, Simon. So regardless of how this first set goes, the thinking that goes on between these two teams against each other is relentless.
Yeah, that whole job is never done. Approach to the game. Swiss will be aware of that, and it's another really solid shot. I love that. Brunner just still going for it, still swinging hard and making it tricky.
Yeah, and Taryn Kloth getting in the way of the defence of Nuss there a little bit. A flailing hand gives Switzerland 4 set points.
Hüberli to Kloth. Kloth once again goes down to her knees to pass, and Brunner's all over this. This for the set. Good dig. Great stab from Nuss. Oh, and very cleverly done. So USA hang in there. They'll be looking to build a little bit of rhythm towards the back end of the first.
They did have a really good comeback against Brazil, Vitória and Taina, so it's definitely in their wheelhouse, this tournament at that end.
No, nothing doing. 21-17, Switzerland impressive in set 1, and they lead the women's gold medal final by set to 0 against Team USA.
I think you might have called it, Simon. There's definitely going to be that little bit of a hangover after having beaten Brazil. I know they've had one match to sort of get over it earlier on, but it's been a long time coming, and they do need to kind of go, okay, come on, this is a gold medal at stake. We've done the hard work. They've got rid of Anna Patricia and Duda. Now they've got the number 9 seeds for a chance for the gold medal. You don't want to let this one slip. They're 4-2 in the head-to-head. They've definitely got the psychological advantage, but they've got to capitalise on the conditions here. I don't think Taryn Kloth has released Nuss to hit enough. The second ball option is difficult on that right side as a right-hander, but they have to do something a little bit differently, or Kloth has just got to get consistent, and she's got to up her side out.
Certainly USA can't leave things as they are. Tanja Hüberli and Nina Brunner's tactic has worked to perfection, and they lead in this gold medal final. We're good to go with set 2. Switzerland then to serve. They lead the match against the number 5 seeds of Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kloth. The USA in blue being given a really tricky time of it out there. And in particular, Taryn Kloth, who isn't used on the Beach Pro Tour, certainly, to getting this many serves. But the Swiss pairing of Hüberli and Brunner have gone after it. 21-17 in the opener. And they're just not at the races at the moment, this US team.
No, Kristen Nuss knows that she needs to have an impact on the service line, so that error, it kicks in a little bit emotionally.
Easily covered by Brunner. And then she whips it out of play on the Kloth pull.
USA need one of those momentum rallies, Simon. We haven't seen one for a while, that extended rally that kind of just gets you out of your own head and get back into the game. They could really do with some good defense right now.
very powerfully hit. It was a nice idea from Kristen Nuss. At that pace, she was hoping to get it over the head of Hüberli for the score, but didn't quite come off. It's good work. That's a nice piece of timing from Tanja Hüberli.
What I'm loving about the Swiss defence is both of the defenders are just reading the attack line of Kloth. Both Hüberli going after the block, but Brunner was pressing behind her as well. They're just reading and going.
There's a lot of serve errors from Switzerland in the opener, and they still won it comfortably. But what they can't afford to do is keep giving the USA chances, because surely at some point USA are going to start to convert. That's too good. That is too good.
And beach volleyball coaches, they will always say, just hit the deep corner, hit a cut, hit a line shot, mix it up, don't get predictable. And so Nina Brunner right now, after going heavy and hard into the deep corner, this time just the most dexterous, beautiful, deftest of cut shots. So Kristen Nuss not able to get her wheels on.
Had some proper revs on it, that ball. Calmly done. USA goes down to the far end. There hasn't looked to be that much advantage from the end where the breeze is blowing towards the players.
No, I think the concentration at this end with the wind at your back actually is higher, Simon. So actually they're taking control of it more, whereas at the other end they feel like it's almost too easy and they're, oh wow, that's good.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
Right on cue. Somebody finds a serve into the breeze, and it's Kloth that gets the ace. And Switzerland will be peaked right now. They'll understand that there's the potential for a momentum swing right now. And that's never going in. And two very quick points will calm the USA.
I wish we could see her in Kloth's eyes right now. What's going on behind those sunglasses is some fierce determination.
Got a piece of it. Nuss covers her well. Oh, good effort. That's a really good effort to try and get that ball between the sticks and into court.
No, but that's what I love there. There's this, you could see her growing in stature, and the fact that she's got this brilliant turnover and kept that ball alive. Again, it's about the psych. You're pressing against the attack. You're touching everything. You've got skin in the game, and Switzerland will start to feel their presence more and more.
Switzerland stick with Kloth. Oh, it's superb. And spooned out of play is it. It's been given out. USA having a good long look. Nice call, good communication to help Hüberli out there, because she didn't have any kind of sight of the block or the court there.
I think USA have struggled with picking their poison. I think Switzerland know exactly what they're doing, where they're going, and they're just resolute. USA are flip-flopping a little bit, can't find the cracks, so Switzerland are just remaining relatively buoyant.
Great short serve. Good athleticism from the tallest player on court, Kloth. Did start off life as an indoor player, Kloth. Came relatively late to the sport of beach volleyball. But has arrived with a bang, and it was dug beautifully by Nuss in the pocket. Can't get it enough heat on it to beat Hüberli. Oh, and Hüberli chops it short. Nuss was ready. Easily covered by Brunner. Well, a very patient rally from Switzerland there. Was a couple of nervy moments there, but they hung in for the point.
And I liken it, Simon, to a goalkeeper having to receive penalties. What Nina Brunner is doing is going, I can't tell where you're going. I'm going to hold right in the middle. I'm going to wait until you kick it, and then I'm going to go. So she's doing a really good job of centralising her defence and hedging the bets.
Change up to Nuss. Nuss is not putting it down at the moment in transition, and she's now missed one for a side out, and Switzerland have managed to forge a 2-point lead.
You can see Brunner there, even with Nuss on the ball, who's got a favoured cut shot. She's gone, I'm going deep, I'm holding the middle, and she's just making it look really easy.
USA not out of this, though, by any means. Oh, audacious. If ever a play summed up a player's personality, that was it.
Speechless, Simon. But right now, Hüberli went on the 2 and didn't listen to the call. So you've got to go after Hüberli at this moment. She allowed USA to squeak back in, and they have.
Good clear decision making from the USA, but Hüberli finds the play. And do you know what? We never see body language like this from Taryn Kloth, but there's just a little bit of frustration there. There's far more demonstrative gestures from the tall player on the USA side.
No, it does happen very rarely, but it's definitely, and you know, sometimes you have to get yourself fired up if you're not finding it through the play. If
Look
you're
out, he's getting away. Oh, look out. There we go. They do that, don't they, Denise, when they start moving? It's a nightmare.
Oh, nothing worse. It's those hypermarkets, Simon, when they go for a walk. That's the worry.
So, coming out of the technical timeout, the game is still very much alive. And I guess in this particular set, one of the things we can look to is the fact that USA have not found any kind of rhythm. They're not playing great, and they're still in the mix.
Yeah, exactly.
Switzerland looking for something to help them get that lead again. They turn back to Taryn Kloth from the service line. That's a good power hit. That's a quite fantastic play by Nina Brunner. It's all going Switzerland's way.
That is why Nina Brunner has been on top of the podium recently. She is playing a great game of chicken, just not moving. And if you're the setter looking to give a call to your attacker, you don't know where to call, and that's good. For Switzerland, not the USA.
Exactly. A lot of US fans out there will be thinking, no, no, no. No, we don't want that.
USA have got a this way, that way call going on as well that I've noticed, Simon. Hughes and Cheng use right or left. Nuss and Kloth are using this way, that way when they get kind of taken through the middle a little bit more.
Too good. Too good from Tanja Hüberli, and at the moment Switzerland's side-out game is just purring along nicely.
I mean, Hüberli, you could hear, she knew she'd passed to put her partner under pressure, so she kept herself back and trusted Brunner. And Brunner's shape to get that dig up and just lift it. Wonderful play by the Swiss.
Brunner setting herself. Just trying to get a bit extra on that. She's on it. Oh, just didn't quite work out with the ball flight. We've all been there. You think you've got it, and the sand denies you.
Little bit though, miscommunication potentially. High line when you run the back set. Is that going back to the way that you were lying when you were receiving, or is it? I think there's a little bit of a work there to be done by Nuss and Kloth on those sort of back sets.
And now that took you about 30 seconds to explain that, Denise, and the players have got to do it in about half a second.
I know, and that's why the right and left, or this way, that way, does come into its own when you start going on different attack lines. Possibly 5 or 1 is another call that people make, or 6, you know, using the indoor locations.
Touch, net touch from Tanya Hüberli. Always frustrating when your defenders manage to get the ball. Feels like the first net touch of the game, actually. The blockers in the medal finals have been generally very clean. USA go at Brunner. Off the net, gives Nuss a chance and makes the touch. Can she kill it? Can't get it past Hüberli. And in turn, Switzerland can't get it past Kloth. And USA are just doggedly hanging in this match.
I think Alex Ferguson, you know, called it, didn't he? Winning ugly. And right now, USA are hanging on it in ugly. And that's what not what I mean to say about the way the USA play, but they are scrapping in. And that was a big rally there for them, a big point. Nuss finally getting that layout dig.
Just sometimes takes a play to break the seal. And then USA will be away. Here we go. Important kill this for Brunner. Makes it. Oh, it's genius.
Wow. Really, really good. What was so beautiful when you unpick that one shot from Nina Brunner, the pull from Kloth here. This is when Nuss is thinking, do I have to hoover up behind my partner because they've gone deep over her shoulder? And that keeps that early step towards a cut shot that maybe Nuss would normally get away from it.
Oh, superb. What a way to double up. So they see off the pressure play from the USA and then ace to give them a 2-point lead against Switzerland. Going very well here. Nicely done by Kloth. All I keep thinking here in Espinho, day in, day out, Denise, is, oh my goodness, Paris is going to be some contest.
I think literally we have got no idea here because everybody has beaten everybody on their given day. I don't think there's anybody left that hasn't beaten somebody or at least taken them to the very wire so that they will be feeling the pressure from whatever opponent they have got.
Just how we like it. No hiding place in this sport. And certainly no hiding place for Team USA at the moment. It just isn't happening.
And the way Switzerland have played, these will be ones for the scouting book for the other teams as well then when they come up against Nuss and Kloth.
No, yet another serve error. There's been plenty of those from Switzerland, but it's not cost them.
No, they haven't had the compound errors as such, Simon, but USA haven't exploited that either.
And they're running out of points where they can do that, USA. Wayward pass from Brunner, doesn't get the fizz on the ball. Nuss does, Brunner covers it, and Hüberli duffs it into the net. And USA, yet again, are back in the mix.
The all kinds of funk hasn't gone Switzerland's way right now. So this is where USA have got to say, come on, we can press.
Confident from Hüberli. She's hit the seam repeatedly in this match and hit it effectively.
I'm really impressed with Hüberli, but again, it's that serve to the middle that she can take with ease that allows them to keep the momentum, get the weight behind the ball, take it to the net, and the setting from Brunner just too good.
Brunner and Hüberli looking to apply themselves through the crucial phase of this second set. They lead USA by a 1-0. The gold medal is within their reach now. And it's just got that little bit closer. Looking for gold medal number 2 here, the Swiss, and it's going rather well, 19-17.
Good decision making as well by Hüberli at the net, changing the vision at the last minute. Kloth going for a drop shot and misfiring.
It's a must on the side out for USA. Kloth takes it out of the middle. and rolls it comfortably to the line.
That's under a huge amount of pressure to make sure Hüberli stayed, to give the space to Kloth on attack. Just about got it. Maybe Hüberli realised that she should have maybe pulled, or she was trying to pull her hands away from it.
Side out brings up gold medal point for Switzerland. It was a good serve, and it was a tame roll going for extreme angle, and USA are level. Do you know what? This might be the moment this match changes.
Big serve coming up.
Huge side out for Switzerland. Oh, it's done very, very calmly indeed. And to have the clarity of thought under that pressure from Tanja Hüberli was very good. 2019.
You've got to say they got the error from Brunner and they went to Hüberli.
Kloth takes it on the back set, wraps it on the diagonal, and the first gold medal point for Switzerland goes begging. Will it be their last? Because that's how cruel beach volleyball can be.
Big moment for Taryn Kloth. You know she's been wrestling.
They do go back to Brunner. Maybe a ball too late. Just couldn't get up and swing. And couldn't close the block either. Switzerland have their second gold medal point.
Oh, look how aggressive Tanja Hüberli was. A tight ball on the net, just wiping off. Kloth couldn't get any redirection. What a play by Switzerland.
Second time of asking them for the Swiss. Hüberli already in position. Brunner to serve. They go at Kloth. Good dig. But rebounds straight to Nuss, who puts up an absolute peach of an option ball.
Recalibrate, that's all I can say. Recalibrate and then reset. Who's going to do it fastest? This first few points of the end switch are always the trickiest.
Well, I can't see this going any other way than Switzerland's side out, then serve Nuss, if that's the plan. USA will be trying to sneak the point here from the line. Nuss into play against Hüberli. Hüberli in control, and she chops it into the net. Oh, would you believe it? And the USA, after all that has gone on in this game, actually have a set point, and Switzerland go to the timeout.
Crucial serve deep into that left-hand corner. So as you pass, you're passing it and the wind puts a bit of spin. And as you go to set it, if you haven't got the right energy, it's just brought inside. And that's where you get the error. And that was just such a pivotal moment for USA. Big time.
2 match points saved by Team USA. And now they've created their own opportunity. And from our point of view, Denise, the chance to be rewarded with a 3-setter in the women's gold medal final.
Well, if their last third set is anything to go by, if you missed it earlier, it was 25-23 in the third set and the last time they went head-to-head. So I'm expecting nothing less.
First bit of real pressure for Switzerland in this game. Hüberli taken wide, gets a good ball away. Beats Kloth, it has to come over, and it comes over and out. And the set point goes begging for Team USA. Switzerland still in with a chance of finishing in 2.
I like the pressure applied, though, by USA. They almost had an opportunity. They went hard at Hüberli again.
Do they ask a question of Nuss now? Oh, that's a brilliant serve. Nuss was expecting it, but it was right in the middle and short. Fantastic ace.
Oh, heartbreaking for the USA fans. What a serve, though, from Hüberli.
And again, Kloth, though, steps across, commands. Third gold medal point is seen off with ease by the States.
And definitely an emphatic mine called at this moment.
Great shout from Taryn Kloth and a good put away. Switzerland, though, can side out for the advantage. And she's been desperate to get to that line, and at last Hüberli's found it for a 4th gold medal point for Switzerland.
What I love about this is she concentrated on getting her feet underneath the ball, took it high. She knew that Nuss and Kloth, but look at that late snap, unreadable. Good job, Hüberli.
Nuss, deep in that angle, knew the ball was coming to her, cuts off the middle nicely. And Brunner gets the touch, but can't keep it live. And USA save again. What a set.
Brilliant clutch play by Kristin Nuss. Of course you're going to expect it from her. But Nina Brunner, skill in the game, but hits the aerial. That ball would have been out regardless of whether Hüberli had touched it.
Always feel that when you've made an extreme attempt to get the ball and hit the sand, that next pass is a tricky one. Let's see if USA do pick on Brunner here. They do. She gets the pass away clean. Can she find the sand? It's tight against Kloth. That is a remarkable reuse from Switzerland. And a very calm pull and dig from Kloth, but Brunner is having none of it. Well played, Nuss. Oh, we're seeing the very best of both teams now. Oh, stunning play from Nina Brunner. It's another gold medal point.
Oh, Nina Brunner, totally organised, just not fazed by the transitional chaos. The way she goes back to base every single time. She earned that massively.
Proper job from the Swiss defender. 25-24, gold medal point number 5 for the Swiss. Hüberli's already hit one excellent ace under pressure and hits one high into the chest of Kloth. She's done well to pass that. Brunner's on it. This for gold. No, Nuss denies them. And puts the most incredible cut shot away.
You will not see anything better. A clutch moment as well. You can have the super spikes, but doing it in that moment with this so much on the line, wow.
Hell of a set as well from Kloth, diving away from the net to give her partner a chance. Switzerland have got to do it all again. Nice pass from Brunner. Tries the seam this time. Nuss was waiting for it. And in turn, that cut shot has been covered by Brunner. That's a nice bit of thinking from the Swiss defender.
Oh, it certainly is. And taking away a favoured shot is a really good idea as a defender. So pressing down, making her go even finer and forcing the error.
Gold medal point number 6. Brunner taking her time here. Hits Kloth. Solid pass from the tall American. Bangs it. There's the power that Taran Kloth can bring to the whole game.
It's an interesting conundrum, Simon. You've got the error off Nuss, but you go back to Kloth. And Kloth has got you to this point where you've got those match points, but maybe there's a little shift that needs to happen.
Second time they've done it. Second time it hasn't worked. The Swiss, that is. And now a chance for USA, and it's put away brilliantly. Well, a second set point for Team USA to extend this game to a third.
Oh, I love a 3-setter. Come on, USA. I'm absolutely neutral.
Value for money. That's what it's all about. Has she missed it? She has. And no touch. No touch. 28-26. USA somehow keep this match alive, and it's going to take the tiebreaker to 15 points to sort out gold here in Espinho.
Oh, what a wonderful moment for all of the fans and friends. And the neutrals out there, we get to see more of it. What a deep, deep, deep set that we have just witnessed. But the emotional roller coaster ride, the thinking, you felt sure that Switzerland had it. I mean, how many set points did they lose? Match points did they lose, Simon?
6.
Wow, that's huge. The difficulty now is the reset. Can you find it? I mean, you're kind of in such a funk. You feel like you've lost the game, and this will be the strength of character that Rivo Vesic will be looking for from his team. The ability to shake off that loss, feel like you've lost the game, and come back out and maybe take this third set.
But mentally, for Team USA, this is now a different match, surely.
It certainly is, and it's an exciting time for them because they never looked irate. There were moments where Taryn Kloth was kind of trying to get herself and looking a little bit more gnarly, but there was never any division between them, and I think that's their superpower of this USA pairing. It's this unity, the strength of unity they have. It doesn't matter if you made a mistake, they're not feeling the blame, and that's an important aspect.
The shootout to 15 points to decide gold in Espinho. Switzerland, Tanja Hüberli and Nina Brunner put the ball into play, but it's the blues of the USA, Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kloth, that look like they might just be on the front foot after saving no less than 6 gold medal points to tie the game up at a set apiece. Kristen Nuss then to serve. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be a very tough few minutes now for Switzerland, Denise.
And where Kristen Nuss was making errors at the start of this match, now that dipping serve, that curveball where Hüberli can't, where typically she's moved her feet to get behind it, this time flailing hands and an ace. Better.
Big swing, but it's out. Little tentative in the end from Hüberli. USA getting off to a flyer in this race to 15.
You knew that first swing from Kloth, tagging a line, you know the luck is on your side.
Didn't catch the block, or did it? It did. Kloth fessing up, and Switzerland have their first point on the board.
It's an intriguing thing, analysing the body language post the joust at the net, isn't it?
Every picture tells a story, Denise, you're right. Nice touch. Good coverage though, Nuss just sneaking into position. Has a good look at where Brunner is. Do you know what? I love what's going on between the two defenders right now. They're playing a little game amongst themselves.
I mean, when you think about it, Simon, how exciting must it be for both of these teams to be on the court against the best in the world, being pushed to the extreme and playing at your absolute max. This is what you live for, the days like this. This is what you train for on centre stage. Doesn't get any better.
And both will be hoping to do exactly that in Paris, in front of the Eiffel Tower. Good strong swing from Hüberli. So first side switch, multiples of 5 in this race to 15, and the breeze is definitely still having an influence on the ball.
We haven't talked about the workload that Kloth and Hüberli have got to have in terms of serving and blocking, receiving and hitting, and this is where it's going to kick in. Who's got the mental stamina? Because I think that's where we're going to see the serves go.
Good work, Nuss and Kloth having to come through the round of 12 against the Swiss compatriots of Hüberli and Brunner. They beat Maida and Verger de Pré in 2 sets before going to the quarters against AP and Duda, and then Stammer's gone. So they've had one more match than this Swiss pair. Oh, that'll do nicely. And the USA team now starting to turn it on.
Oh, there's a swagger in their step, isn't there, Simon? Just different team than we saw in the first set. And that comeback, those holding on, my goodness, they are just loving being still in this match after saving 6 points.
And that can't do anything but hurt. It takes a huge amount of mental fortitude to see that thought process to the back of your mind and carry on playing. And it might just be a step too far for the Swiss right now, because they had the game there to be won. So Switzerland having a think about it. USA now firm favourites to claim the gold medal. there's always room for a twist in the tail on the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour. Can Hüberli and Brunner settle themselves in time to provide that? Well, that'll do. That was huge from Brunner. 175 beats 194 at the net.
I do love a well-managed timeout as well, Simon. You take the timeout, you come back out, and you do. It's as a coach, that's exactly what you're looking for. So that's the fortitude. Job done, number one.
Oh. That did not look open with Nuss patrolling.
Not in the slightest, but what a touch by Brunner. But the defence scheme setting up, and this is where they're working the synchronicity again. They're back at it, and that's a big timeout, and going to the relatively good at it. It's a service pressure though here. These early points.
So good recovery from Switzerland. And a heavy swing from Kloth, just deciding on that occasion to take on the block of Hüberli high hands.
It was nicely taken by USA because they've been ace down the middle there, and they'll feel a little bit vulnerable. So Kloth making sure that she guaranteed that reception.
Putting in some serious reps at the moment. Kloth from baseline to net, and Switzerland able to exploit it there.
It's been a relatively underused on-two option game, Simon. More your typical sort of 3 touches. Haven't seen much of that, so good time to bring it out.
Switch up to Nuss. USA get themselves in a pickle, but Nuss finds the space.
Interesting movement from Hüberli on this pull. You feel like she's got in the right place, but that first step opened her up too much to the line, and she felt like Brunner was supposed to take that, but that was definitely hers.
Pressure's on for Switzerland, and Kloth makes absolutely sure of that one, and the USA now pushing away for gold. And how cruel this game can sometimes be. 6 opportunities to get to the top of the podium for Switzerland, and they've been denied by a USA team who seem to have their name written on this trophy after the victory over the world number ones in the quarter-final. And Kloth doubles it up to get USA to double figures.
And this is the defensive pressure of both of them. Nuss has started to hoover up, so now they're trying to take on Kloth, making sure Nuss can't get in, but the height of the contact, they don't want to give it too high, but they can't get it around Kloth. Kloth patiently waiting, just watching.
Hop Schwitz for the first time rings out around the stadium. Go Switzerland effectively. But it's Kloth that he's bringing them to a juddering stop, although that didn't quite work out. But USA looking like a much better team right now in set 3.
And I've heard you say it, Simon, cometh the hour, cometh the woman. Kloth right now definitely just taking this game. The blocks, the pulls, the reads.
Good touch. It might have been going out, but that is some play. The ability to move backwards in the sand is stunning. You can't do it by moving backwards, Denise.
No, you have to get that opening step, that turn and burn. I remember reading one of the old volleyball mags from Holly McPeak, and she sort of talks about how you turn defense into offense. And she gave, it was like a 7-page tutorial in that movement alone. And that was just textbook from Brunner.
Still 3 points to find. Interesting. They go back to Kloth. Brunner's on it once more. Just overcooked by Hüberli, but they might get away with it here, Switzerland. Here's the chance again. Oh, and a second set. Drifts off the forearms of Hüberli and straight into the hands of Kloth. This time she gets it right.
Oh, my heart goes out to Tanja Hüberli, those 2 back-to-back setting errors. You've got to be aggressive, but equally you've got Kloth up there. You cannot afford to, at this point. That's a kicker.
Nice reaction from Brunner, though. Last thing she needs to give Hüberli is more pressure. Another tight one, and for the second time, it is Brunner that wins the joust against the much taller Kloth.
Good observation there, Simon. It's this management between you in these moments. You don't want to be feeling the pressure from your partner because there's enough pressure from the opponents.
They can't seem to close this three-point gap, Switzerland. And the serve errors return. USA creeping closer and closer to a 6th win. So side switch. Slight change of breeze management now for both sets of players. And it's hit long by Hüberli. And the USA now surely have their decisive break.
Oh, the persistent pressure of the serve against Hüberli right now. She is feeling it massively. Potentially lift for a second ball swing from Brunner.
Nuss on it. Clever. That was reminiscent of Duda and Anna Patricia, just the other way round.
I mean, how good must it be if you're Kloth? You turn around, your defender's right there, just give it to her. Almost doesn't matter how it comes at her, she's going to problem solve for you.
Here we go. It's a gold medal point, plenty of them for USA, which Switzerland managed to see off. Now, bearing in mind the USA have saved 6 of these, Switzerland have to reproduce a similar feat in order to stay in the match, and that looks like it may just be beyond them. USA need 1 more point to close it out here in Espinho. Nuss sets high. Kloth for the game. Can't put it down. And Switzerland hang on in there. They climb to double figures, but they've still got to find 4 on this service. Well, it's been a contest fitting of a championship match, that's for sure. Switzerland will be kicking themselves that they couldn't finish. And that's it. It all finishes on a serve error. And it is gold medal to Team USA. It's been a hell of a week for Kristen Nuss and Kloth here in Espinho. They've beaten Anna Patricia and Duda for the first time in their careers. And they've claimed yet another Elite 16 gold medal.